Hey YouTube, it's Dawn, aka Roja. Okay, so I just did a video talking about how my spells are working. I'm so excited. Talking about how I got my apartment and everything like that. And I can't move in yet until my actual 18th birthday, which sucks, but it's understandable. So I still have a little bit to go, but we're gonna move my sister in and everything like that. Probably this weekend maybe. So okay, this video I wanted to dedicate to the history of witchcraft, what the word witch actually means, where it comes from, and I kind of wanted to read something out of the book I'm reading, and let me give credit to it. The book is called The Book of Shadows. It's by Phyllis Curott. I believe that's how you pronounce it, C-U-R-O-T-T. So it's by Phyllis Curott. And this book, is just amazing. For a Book of Shadows, it's not what I thought a Book of Shadows is, or was, and I mean, it may just be this book. I'm gonna read a few different books of shadows, just to kind of get a sense of it, you know. But this is one that I have, and I'm really enjoying it. I haven't finished it. I still have a lot to go, but I really wanted to make this video. So, okay, I'm gonna read you a couple passages. Okay. It says, Wicca, as witchcraft, is most often referred to by contemporary practitioners, is the renaissance of a pre-Hebraic, I think that's how you pronounce it, pre-Christian and pre-Islamic goddess spirituality. The word witch actually comes from the Anglo-Saxon word wise, meaning wise one, a seer, a priestess, or a shaman who is able to work with unseen divine forces. Witches are the singers of songs, the midwives, the healers, guides, and teachers of the goddess's spiritual wisdom. Like Native American, woohoo, go us, Taoist, Australian Aborigines, I think that's how you pronounce it. The Yoruban tribes in Africa, Eskimos, Hawaiians, Lapps, and other indigenous peoples. The people of the old Europe and of the Fertile Crescent lived close to the earth and respected their relationship with nature as sacred, for they experienced their world as embodiment of the divine. So, okay, I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to summarize what it's talking about. Okay, so, Wicca and paganism, is part of the old religion. It all is the old religion. And that, let's see, where is it? Those who practiced the old ways in southern Italy, and many other countries later on, and this is 100 years ago, like about 500 years ago, in West Virginia and New England and stuff like that, they were forced to secretly practice. They were not allowed to publicly practice anymore. Like the healers no longer were allowed to heal. Women were no longer allowed to be like any kind of doctors or midwives or anything like that. That was no longer allowed. And what happened was, and this is what gets me. So Christians and the church and stuff like that, and Catholics, and they got upset. They got upset that so many people were following the ways of the goddess and not of Jesus Christ, even though the religion is older than Christianity. It's older than that. It's older than Catholic and everything. It's older than all of that. Okay, because if you think about it, okay, before Jesus came onto this earth and was born by Mary, and died on the cross, before that happened, people had to have believed in something. People just, didn't go about not wondering what was in the universe. They had to have beliefs. They had to have, and it makes sense. Come on, it makes sense. So, the churches got upset. So they started calling witches Satanists, or worshippers of Satan. I don't want to call it necessarily Satanism, because I've heard from two different people, two different definitions of Satanism. One completely worshipping the devil, and the other one having nothing to do with it, and Satan actually coming from somewhere else. So I don't want to call it Satanism, but the worship of the devil. And that's what they were saying we were doing. They were saying we were worshiping the devil. So the churches got the governments and everything like that, and they started killing us. They started killing women. They killed entire towns. It was called the witch craze, and they wanted to eliminate witchcraft. They wanted to eliminate women. They killed cats because of the association with witches. Just really crazy imaginable things. Women, they lost all standards. They were murdered for being women. How do you murder women? Women give birth to everybody. What you gonna do when you murder everybody? Huh? You ain't gonna have no more babies. You ain't gonna have no more men. You need women. Let's just leave it like that. We're on the high pedestal. I'm not saying that men aren't, but it really upset me. But so they started killing women, and they started killing towns and children, and and they actually Christians, the churches that started this witch craze are actually the reason for the plague. Because when they started killing cats, the rats and stuff like that, they multiplied. There were so many of them because they didn't have cats there to kill them. So there were so many of them that they started to multiply, and it's like when you live in the ghetto, and like when in the Holocaust, they had all these people living so close together, and they got sick. They spread disease and stuff like that. Well, it's like that with the rats. There were so many of them together that they were spreading diseases and everything like that. So, and that's and everybody knows that the plague came from rats. So, but anyway, so they started killing they started killing women and witches and calling us worshippers of Satan, and that put fear in everybody's heart. Like, whoa, they're worshiping the Satan. We can't have that. We can't have demons all around here. We can't have the devil controlling our lives, and stuff like that. I mean, I would be scared too. But it was all made up. Witches do not worship the devil. We do not even believe in the devil. We don't. We believe there's a goddess. We believe there's two different magic. Like, some people call it white magic, some people call it black magic. One just says, you know, for every good there's bad, or for every white there's black. Okay, there's just one side to the other. Okay, but it is not the same thing as going out there having sacrifices, killing babies and stuff like that. We do not do that. We never have. But they were taking the women's properties, and they were just killing the economic. Like, everybody was going poor. Nobody had money. Nobody had property. And this went on for hundreds of years. Like, they tortured women. They, and most of the tortures were sexually perverted. For one of the ways of torture was that they would strip the women naked, and the church said that there was one spot on the lady's body that if she was a witch, it would be insensitive to pain. That doesn't even make sense. So what did they do? They stripped the women naked, and they poked them with hot needles. Whoa, we're gonna find out if you're a witch, because if you can suffer in one little area of your body through pain, we're gonna stick all these needles in you and find that one little area. That's how we're gonna find out if you're a witch. If you're not a witch, then you're gonna suffer through all of this. Too bad. That's basically how it was. They were killing us. Another way they would test us, they would tie them to chairs, throw them in rivers, throw them in pools of water. If you float, you were a witch. If you sank, you were innocent. You're gonna die either way. Okay, first off, witches, we don't float. We don't. You're not gonna put us in a chair, and we're just gonna float. Well, it's tying us to a chair, we're gonna sink. Even if we are witches, we're gonna sink. But it was death either way, because if they could float, then they would have been prosecuted and put to death anyway. If they were innocent, they were gonna sink and die. You're really gonna die either way. So, but these were different forms of torture, and they were just killing us by thousands, and between 80 and 95% of the people killed in these witch races were women. There was that small little amount that were guys, but that's a small amount. Sorry. But they were just killing us. They were just like, screw y'all. And it's sad just to, like, you guys got that upset because people believed in something else. Okay, first off, it completely goes against everything about them. Okay, you're Christians. You're supposed to be good-hearted. You're supposed to be kind. You're supposed to be the ones not hurting anybody. But you're the ones out there killing everybody for your religion. What sense does that make? You're killing people. Oh, well, our religion's more peaceful, and you're not, so we're gonna kill you. What sense does that make? But they spread these lies about it, and that's today. It still goes on. Like, people still believe that witches worship the devil. Like, when I first, really thought about witches, I'm like, oh, that's movie stuff. They're not real. It's just movies. It's just Hollywood. It's just storybooks and stuff like that. Wishes don't come true. And then I started thinking, and I started paying attention to stuff more around me, and I started reading my books and everything like that, and it came to me like, wait a minute, this is real. This can be true. I'm gonna make a second part to this video because I can only make this video 15 minutes long, and it's like at 14 minutes and like 40-some seconds. Either that or I'll just end it now. But it was crazy and ridiculous, and I'm just gonna make a second part because it's about to go. Bye! Hold on, I'll make another one.